Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Yummi, and I'll be facing off against Twisted Fate. I'm mostly just doing this to get the last fight against Twisted Fate done, so I can move on to the new adventure they added to this campaign. The one that's the Grand Heist, I believe, the 6.5 star one. Hopefully things will be fine. I don't feel like experimenting to see what sort of relic works with Yummi today. It's been a while, so I don't want to try out the rare relics. I'm just going for a common one that I know works. I've been screwed in the past by thinking that a relic would work with Yummi, but it turns out it doesn't, because it's not a keyword, it's technically an aura, like the Troll King's Crown, and since Yummi is not on board, I end up getting no value out of it. So we're not doing that, instead we're just choosing an actually useful item or relic for Yummi. None of these are that appealing. I guess we're really re-rolling again. Nyla, Irelia, Solaris Shieldhawk. I think Nyla is an interesting choice. I'm going to pick it up. At the very least I'll get card draw, or some form of card draw. It should be useful. With the way this adventure works, the wheel and deal just drains our hands super fast. Especially with Yummi, that relies on playing Yummi on the first turn, so you end up discarding a couple of cards right away. Lion Weight. Sure. Now I just have to draft a low cost deck and I'll be fine. Shadow Assassin, that's slow. You've been warned, Sleight of Hand, Buhuru Lookout, nope. Octo Adventurer, at least it's flexible. Windborn Mariner, it's fine. 5 Punch Pablo or Zap Spray Fin. Normally I'd skip Zap Spray Fin, but it has Game Start Draw Me. Pompous Cavalier is interesting. Bundlewood Commando is nice. Saga Seeker is unnecessary. If I could get something okay, Darken Harpoon, something that can be played on my own units to proc the Fated, that would be good. But as is, I think this is an alright deck. If I could get what's it called? Craftsman's Hammer or whatever, the one that gives you Forge at the... or the Forge card at the start of every round. I think I would be in for a very easy run, but because I don't get that, I might just end up being screwed with long term. Do I want to go for Yummi here? Or do I go for Yummi later? I'm actually going to go for Yummi later. I feel like I can afford to do so. Okay, that's kind of crappy. But I'm still going to do it, mostly just so I can attack like so. The opponent's probably blocking the Crusty or blocking with the Crusty Codger on the Nyla, but I'm fine with trading Nyla as long as I get to remove the Crackshot Corsair, I think. Ended up discarding the Pompous Cavalier, but it's alright because I'm going to get Yummi on this thing. Yeah, sure, play whatever you want, opponent. it's going to hurt, but at the very least it's not going to hurt that badly. It could be a lot worse. And now I can go for an attack with this, start clearing the opponent's board because of the challenger. In the process I'll also drop down the Big Rush, mostly just because it has more attack than the Octo Adventurer.
How about the party trick?
Well, Yummi is almost leveled up. Although Yumi's level up doesn't really matter. What matters is that I can refuel my hand even a little bit, so I don't run the risk of being overwhelmed by the fact the opponent has more cards in hand than I do. Just like so.
Come on, give it a try.
I think I'm fine trading
Past me.
all of these in. At the very least the opponent loses his board as well. And then next turn I'll have two units that will be able to attack comfortably. Ooh, and I even got Shadow Assassin for the refuel. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this draft. I might be able to make it to the end, where normally I wouldn't. I have tried this adventure with Yumi before. Things didn't really work out my way.
The order rewards its faithful.
Can you stop removing my units? I just want to attack you. Okay, I already attacked once. The opponent's probably not going to block. Okay, he does block. Sometimes they just accept their death, but the opponent was feeling lively today, I suppose. Or he feels like he can cheat me out of at least 4 more health. It might matter in the long run. Go Bannerwood Commando. And of course the opponent has more powder just to maximize the amount of damage I take off of the Drowned Marauder. How annoying. We're going dangerously low. And it's only the first encounter as well.
You best believe I don't play.
Well, at the very least I'll be able to close out the game next turn. If I could get some longevity, maybe the Sparklefly or whatever that 1/2 for 3 mana that has lifesteal and elusive from Targon is called. Maybe that would be nice. Fey Guide is interesting. It targets one of my own units. Yeah, sure. Let's pick it up. Can't be that bad, right? And I'll go for the champion item chest. If I can get another keyword on Yumi, I might be in an even better position. I'm fine with discarding this card. Ooh, Nimble Poro. That's neat. Now I can safely remove most of the opponent's sword on my attacking turns. Ouch. Can you not? I am really struggling for health, and when you deal damage to me that way, I don't really appreciate it.
Didn't know the boss had sent for you.
Don't know much, do you?
Let's split the big crash.
Our celebration.
It allows me to go for the rolling projectile. Like so.
Oh, so close.
Which makes it a favorable trade for me. So I just have to worry about the opponent having a piece of removal here, go alongside the powder keg. But he doesn't. Lucky me.
Let's find a new best friend.
Maybe the roughest part was the earlier stages of the run, the first encounter. Maybe I'm out of the woods by now. Heal 2, I suppose, because I don't think I'll be able to
Time for
close out the game here.
When battle is joy, the revelry is endless.
And then I can do this. I'm going to do this just to name the barrels. I discard most of my hand, but with things the way they are, I don't think I need most of my hand. Let's play the Pompous Cavalier.
Yes, it's
Because I wanted to see if I would proc the lurk, but I didn't. A bit unfortunate. But next turn I win and that's all that matters. Really? You're doing that. I suppose you couldn't have removed any other unit. So that's why you did it. Ooh. Isn't that a bit overkill? Perhaps, but the opponent was already dead, so I guess he just wanted to play hard.
Best of joys.
Now for our reward. Rainbow fish. Honestly, rainbow fish with Warmog's armor is definitely a significant improvement. I'll be able to have a unit that has a lot of longevity. Quick attack on Yummi. It allows me to go for safe kills on almost everything. Okay, we're setting things up so that we can actually win the game. Or win the adventure relatively safely. Hopefully. I'm forced to discard the Yummi and the Zap Spriff in here, but I think that's acceptable for the good of my
I'm ready to play.
long-term success.
this is a real spin to win.
Let's close out or remove the Monkey Idol so I don't have to deal with constant 6-2s on board. Maybe I should have actually gone ahead and... Yeah, the correct choice was to hit the slot pot with my barrier Poro, Destined Poro. It was a misplay on my end, but it's fine. It's not going to be the end of the world because I got lucky and hit the harpoon, so I had a chump blocker for this.
Slay horror, and I smile.
And now I can go for this attack, level up Yummi.
Let's find a
Next
new
turn the Destined Poro is going to level up as well, or transform. So I'm going to get 3 random keywords on it. Hopefully they'll be good ones.
Vim, vigor, victory.
Really? You don't want to block the Pompous Cavalier. That was an interesting decision from the opponent. I don't know if it's going to pay off. Hopefully it doesn't.
clear off.
I'm just doing this so I can slot in the harpoon on the Cavalier. This way I'll have a pretty beefy double attacker. Ooh, rainbow fish is cool, very cool. And there goes my plan to slot that in on the cavalier.
Start. Just looking for a sign.
That's unfortunate. Still, you can do this on Nyla to make her even harder to block. Next turn I'll go for the rainbow fish there. And everything's going to be alright. I'm going to close out the game. I ended up taking a bit of damage, though not that much. Capturing, being captured. Okay. That's a bit terrible because now I no longer have a rainbow fish.
Mama is the beast mama. Serving lead.
I wonder, will I be able to
It and on 'em. Let's cook 'em.
kill the opponent this turn? He of course blocks. I was wondering about that. I was hoping that perhaps the opponent was going to do that thing where sometimes they just decide they don't want to play anymore. So they pass away. Or decide to pass away, but
What is joy
he did
to you?
do that.
True joy.
Being here.
He wanted to struggle and keep going.
Joyful and swift. Endless delights unfold around us. Rejoice!
Well, at the very least I'll be able to close out the game next turn.
Let's go.
And I can heal myself with the Yocto Adventurer. So, not all things are terrible. Let's you block this opponent. Of course he doesn't. Now he decides he doesn't want to live anymore.
Joys.
Maybe the board was what colored this decision. The board state. Exalted, Cloudwinder, Mist Wraith, Siren's Song. All of these are absolutely atrocious. What am I supposed to do with these? Let's reroll. Jagged Butcher, Slippery Wave Rider. I guess we're going for the Jagged Butcher because it's a cheap choice. All of these choices are terrible. Crush, okay. That allows us to chip away at the opponent's health every time we attack with Yummi at least. That's some redundancy right there. Let's move on. No need to stay there for any longer than we need to. What do I cut from my deck? Formless Blade, perhaps. It's not really doing much of anything other than clutter up my draws. Yeah, let's cut it. Now for Morgana. The thing with Morgana is that she's going to lock whatever I slot my Yummi on. So that's going to be annoying. Or maybe I won't draw Yummi here, except I did. Let's see if I can bait him into... No, I can't. It's just going to pass the turn. I was about to say, let's see if I can bait him into playing something on my units, but I guess he's just holding whatever he is playing to deal with my Yummi, or my Yummi buffed unit. Yep, that's what I figured. Well, I'll attack with both of these. I'll attack with everything, sure. Start working on buffing up my units with the lurk.
Bear this burden.
Let's drop down the Nyla.
Unbound and everlasting.
Let's go Darken Harpoon on her. Buffer up a little bit. Of course, the opponent waited for me to empty my mana pool before he played a bunch of cards. Makes sense. But what I wanted was next turn for the shackles to get fleeting. That way, at the very least, I would be able to attack the turn after this one. Wait, what are you doing?
Your might.
You know that's better for me than it is for you, right? You getting rid of the Morgana. That was a weird attack from the opponent. I discard 2 curses here, but it's alright if I don't play them. The thing is that he is delaying my my level up of the Yummi, but perhaps I don't need to level up Yummi.
Time to get rich.
Let's attack like so. And I'll attack like so as well. Yeah. I'm attacking like this just so I can shuffle more sleep streams into the deck. Okay, that's weird. Why didn't you block the Nyla? Weird choice from the opponent. Okay. He's really going at it with the Ruthless Raider. Doesn't really like it, it seems. Well, fortunately, I have options. Let's go... Explorer's Plunder, refreshments, I suppose.
Is that all you have?
How do I want to block this? I suppose I'll minimize damage taken.
Your strength is lacking.
Can do this, and that way I clear both. Okay, I was doing this sorting in my head. My unit that has Yumi might be cursed, but
Submit to ecstasy.
at the very least I can still attack with Nyla.
I am Mihira, vessel of divine judgment.
It appears I spoke a little bit too soon. I'm not even going to bother with attacking with the Pompous Cavalier. Yumi is free at least. Never mind. Well, I guess I have to do this in order to block with the
For my daughters.
Nyla.
All you have?
Minimize the amount of damage I take as much as possible. And in the process I
And I smile.
get another Nyla down.
An exuberant flow.
Well, surely I'll be able to attack with Yumi now. At the very least I can get the curse off of her relatively cheaply. Finally.
Daughters.
No one is beyond my reach.
How annoying.
There's plenty of
Unless he has
onward.
another way to curse my units or otherwise stop this upcoming attack. It doesn't. But he survives. Okay. Well, at the very least the opponent doesn't really have that much value in hand. So what's the worst that he could play?
Endless delights unfold around us. Rejoice!
Come on, opponent, do your worst. Okay.
Not you.
You really don't want to play anything else. Maybe he has some burst speed or fast speed responses to this upcoming attack.
Nothing standing.
No, he doesn't.
Let's find a new
Finally, we get to level up Yumi. Not like it matters by this point. Because the game's already over. Finally. That was way too close.
But never breaks.
But at the very least I won. Even if I struggled a lot. Farsight Alteration, Bright Staff, Quick Strike Blade. Let's pick up the Bright Staff. The Farsight Alteration I feel doesn't really change all that much. Hold them off. Yeah, it's a decent stall option. Let's go for the healer because I want to get rid of bad cards in my deck. Except I think most of my deck is terrible, so I don't even know where to start with the cutting of cards. If only I had a way to make the Rainbow Fish a bit cheaper. That would be ideal. Well, at the very least I get the decent setup for Yumi.
Oshlesh's power is mine to command.
Discipline and steel.
Whatever you say, opponent.
Bounty Bowl knows me name.
Let's buff up the highest attack one. And go for a relatively free attack. See if the opponent blocks. It doesn't. Interesting choice. Let's see if it pays off. Also, obviously, I'm going to put Yumi on the Nyla.
Wait, you've been following me?
Your strength is lacking.
Do I take the 6? I'm going to take the 6. I don't feel like I need to block the 6 damage, especially because I have exactly 6 regen. So I'll heal it back up.
Elation and water.
Let's attack like so. The positive of having Nyla with the
Like a fish in water.
what's it called? Scout keyword is that now I get double the amount of
Awaits.
clip streams, or I would have before the opponent just went ahead and killed Nyla and forced me to discard Yumi. Well, at the very least I'll be able to draw twice here off of this Shadow Assassin.
The finest Demosian steel.
Let's put that in. Get some blockers for this upcoming attack, which is going to be rough.
Just the thing for you.
Really?
Do this.
You decide to pull that thing instead of something that would actually
The dark.
let you save your units. Interesting choice by the opponent. Let's see if it pays off. I think the answer is no.
I'm ready to play, bop, and knock over some cups.
Let's get the attack with Yumi now. I'm going for the kill here. I don't care. I have like 3 elusive units. There's no way I don't have enough damage to close out the game.
I will play my part.
Just like that. Game over. The opponent blocks just enough damage to save himself. Well, we're going through our deck, and we're almost at the end. Let's hope that I don't end up decking myself out.
Seal! Joy, unbound and everlasting.
This is going to hurt a lot.
It's too late for you.
Okay, I can kill that thing. Or I could... my bad, I should have killed the Cythria. That was a poor decision by me. I ended up taking 13 more damage than I needed to.
Baddies beware, Mama's got a gun.
I'm really struggling.
Take this.
What was 6 damage suddenly turned into a whole lot more. Let's hope this is enough to close out the game. At the very least, my unit will have spell shield, makes it harder to deal with. There we go. I just had to lose...
Never breaks.
what was it? Almost exactly 30 HP in order to win that encounter. Yeah, that doesn't spell doom for me at all. Everything's perfectly fine. What do I cut? Zap Spray Fin, Pay Guide, Pompous Cavalier. Let's cut the Pompous Cavalier. Yeah, I don't think he's doing enough. Smash and Dash, Yordle Squire. Go Hard, Siphoning Strike. Shared Mana Flow. Yeah, sure, what's the worst that can happen with me giving my opponents, say, extra mana crystal? Do I want Mentor of the Stones and Yordle Squire? Because they do offer gems with and Tiny Spear and Tiny Shield, which I'm pretty sure have items on them from Yumi's nodes. But I can't really check. Yeah, sure. Let's go Yordle Squire. Mentor of the Stones. Now, what do I want to face off against? I want the Champion Item chest, so let's go for the Fleet Admiral Shelly and hope for the best. Also, it's not too bad to get a couple more cards into the deck, because if I don't have 40 cards in the deck, I'm going to end up drawing from the opponent's deck in the Twisted Fate encounter anyway. So might as well get some cards that synergize with my deck instead. Let's go ahead and drop Yumi down.
Time, book. Commence operation. We cover Moonstar.
Let's try to get rid of at least one of these units. Ooh, I'll be able to get rid of 2 instead. Lucky me. Now, the opponent obviously gets this thing, which is elusive and incredibly annoying, but at the very least it's going to be frostbitten for a bit.
Shelly, we're playing a different game.
The waters nurture the mirage.
Let's do this, get another blocker. I wonder if I should go for Nyla. The opponent doesn't want to attack. I'm going to drop down Nyla.
Play horror.
The opponent might attack here, because I dropped down Nyla. Yep. Exactly. Or not. He just dealt 4 damage to his Marai Great Mother for no reason. Well then, let's start clearing the board. Finally, a game where everything goes smoothly. Okay, you know what? I'm done with taking damage from freaking Parlay. So I'm doing that and saving my unit. I've taken so much damage from Parlay this adventure, it's insane.
And water.
Let's go ahead and attack like so. The highest attack unit is this one, so let's pull it.
Why are you here?
And I clear the opponent's board. Nice.
What is joy to you, brother? True joy.
Being here.
And then
All the beauty of life.
we have set up so that we win not this turn, the next turn. So everything is going to be fine. Let's drop down the Ardal Squire. Yeah, that's the thing. It has X-Tech Fabricator 1. That's cool. At the very least it allows me to go for this, which protects the elusive and allows me to block the Shell Shocker relatively safely.
Got this from a side quest.
Let's see what the opponent does. If he can even do anything. I'm pretty sure he can't. We're also getting a lot of damage off of the Lurk, which is a plus. Anything else you want to do, opponent? Nope. Nice. We managed to win that encounter without losing a single point of health. How impressive, considering how much health we had been losing up until this point. Yummi with Coral Crush Gauntlets. Sure. It gives us more Yummis at least. Ooh, and elusive. Yeah, let's give Yummi elusive. And for the cutting of a card, cut the Windborn Mariner. It's free sometimes though. Let's forgo the cutting of a card and let's seal back up to full instead. Might be more useful. Especially considering the encounter I'm on, where I'll have to draw 40 cards minimum anyway. So it doesn't matter if I try to make my deck thinner. We go Yummi turn 1. And I guess we can go Gelsong Call alongside her, I suppose. I'm going to do it. Let's drop down the Gelsong Call, see what the opponent does. Okay. Do I let him draw? No. I don't let him draw at all. It appears I made the correct decision, because if I didn't do that, he would have drawn a whole bunch of cards. At least 3. Not exactly ideal, considering the encounter we're on. Let's drop down Inborn Mariner. Now we can go for another attack. Let's keep the ball rolling with the damage. Yeah, no, none of that, please, opponent. Don't draw 6. I have to protect my Yummi unit. A bit unfortunate that both of them hit there. But you do what you have to do.
Power is mine to command.
Are you going to attack? Okay, makes sense, I guess. But I'm not happy about it. Now I'm going to end up taking even more time leveling up Yummi. But I can slot in... Oh, I can't because Yummi is bleeding, right? Well, at least I had a backup Yummi. No. On that. He's going to draw 6. That's way too much. Let's... Ooh, that was not the right one. I wanted to pick destroy equipment. My bad. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. I have sleep streams, which means I can go for some burst draw. It's going to surprise the opponent. Ooh, +1/+0. Oh, for each card you've drawn this round. I'm going to be able to go for a big one of those soon. I have to take 12 here. It's unfortunate, but I have to do it. Actually, not 12, 18. 19. Ouch. Let's drop this down. Drawing 2 now, drawing 2 later is the same, I think. That thing gets frostbitten. Let's draw 2 more. Make sure that Nala levels up, so I can go ahead and attack like so. We level up Yummi in the process as well. Also, I deal 2 damage every time Nala attacks, so I draw even more. Oh, this is going to be a great turn. Might be able to go ahead and deal a bunch of damage to the opponent. Let's give this thing elusive, definitely. Also, let's permanently get rid of that equipment. I don't want it to be a problem later on. And now I just attack with everything like so. And I end up drawing a whole bunch here. I might even burn a couple of cards. Yep. Deadloom Wanderer. I suppose I'll play it, because it does toss cards from my deck, getting me closer to the end. And it has lifesteal, so at the very least I'll be able to restore my health with it. Interesting. I don't remember putting that in my deck. I think it's from the opponent. Let's do that there, I suppose. Let's draw more with the sleep streams, get ourselves closer to the end. And I think I win next turn. I should draw enough just based off the attack here. Well, not this attack, but the upcoming one. The opponent isn't even bothering with blocking or playing any card at all. Nice. I even managed to go up to a relatively healthy total at the end. Ooh, but that was a rough adventure. Definitely challenging. I don't know what could have gone better, to be honest, though. I suppose this is the best I'll get with a Yummi run here. And it was a success. A win is a win. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.